Hello everyone. Today we're embarking on a journey through time, not to celebrate victories or mourn losses, but to ask a question. Why has humanity, a fragile creature once trembling in caves, become the master of war? War isn't just about bloody battles or fallen empires. It's a mirror reflecting our nature, from ancient times to the high-tech conflicts of the 21st century. Let's dive in. Ancient times, when war was the breath of community. Imagine you're living 3,000 years ago in a small tribe by the Euphrates River. One day, the tribe across the water decides your grasslands look tempting. They grab spears, you pick up stones, and war begins. In ancient times, war wasn't about complex plans or strategic maps. It was survival instinct. As humans formed larger communities, from tribes to city-states, war became a way to protect resources and assert power. A classic example: the Trojan War, around 1200 BCE. The ancient Greeks claimed it was about the beautiful Helen, but the truth might be simpler. Troy sat on a rich trade route, and the Greeks wanted it. Myth or history? This tale shows war isn't just violence. It's ambition wrapped in heroic songs. Then there's the Roman Empire, a true war machine. They didn't just fight to survive, they fought to dominate. From the meadows of Britain to the deserts of North Africa, Roman legions turned war into an art, and a way to redraw the world's map. But what drove people back then to die for a patch of land or a city? Perhaps they believed war wasn't just about survival, it defined who they were. The Middle Ages, when gods wielded swords. Fast forward to 1096. A frenzied crowd gathers in Europe, shouting, "God wills it." That's the start of the Crusades, bloody wars between Christianity and Islam. Medieval wars weren't just about land or wealth anymore. They were about faith. Knights in armor, priests blessing the cause, and thousands marching to Jerusalem, convinced that death in battle would open the gates of heaven. Take the 100 Years' War between England and France, from 1337 to 1453. On the surface, it was a fight over a throne, but dig deeper, and it's a story of feudal pride and lords eager to etch their names into history. The weapons were crude: swords, bows, catapults, but the toll was immense. Tens of thousands dead, villages razed. Strangely, while kings prayed for victory, it was the nameless peasants who paid in blood. This era reveals a truth. When humans believe in something greater than themselves, be it God or a crown, they'll turn it into a reason to kill. The early modern era, when technology took command. Step into the 19th century, and war is no longer about swords or prayers. It's a machine. Picture Napoleon Bonaparte, a small man with colossal ambition, leading hundreds of thousands of soldiers across Europe from 1803 to 1815. He didn't just rely on loyalty. He used modern tactics and an army organized like clockwork. But what truly transformed war was the Industrial Revolution. Rifles, cannons, ironclad ships. For the first time, humans could kill from a distance, on a scale never seen before. An example? The Battle of Waterloo in 1815. Over 50,000 dead or wounded in a single day, not because they hated each other, but because empires wanted to redraw borders. Technology turned war from a duel into an industrial slaughterhouse. And this was just the beginning. The 20th century, when humanity faced itself. The 20th century was the peak and the abyss of war. World War I, from 1914 to 1918, was a nightmare in muddy trenches. Chemical weapons, machine guns, and 16 million dead, all to prove that war was no longer a heroic saga, but a machine of destruction. Then came World War II, 1939 to 1945, when humanity pushed its limits to the edge. Atomic bombs fell on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, 70 to 85 million lives lost worldwide. For the first time, we realized war could erase not just a city, but an entire civilization. Yet war didn't stop. The Cold War, from 1947 to 1991, was a chess game between the US and the Soviet Union. No bombs dropped directly between the superpowers, but they turned Vietnam and Afghanistan into bloody battlegrounds. Arms races, nuclear missiles. Humanity stood on the brink of self-destruction, all because two ideologies couldn't coexist. The 21st century, when war wears a new face. It's 2025 now, and war has evolved. After September 11th, the U.S. launched the War on Terror, striking Afghanistan and Iraq. But the enemy wasn't uniformed armies anymore. They were shadows in the dark, wielding homemade bombs and willpower instead of tanks. The Russia-Ukraine conflict, starting in 2014 and still raging, tells a different story. Gunfire mixed with information warfare, where fake news and social media become weapons. War today isn't just on battlefields. It's in cyberspace, where hackers can cripple a nation without firing a shot. It's in our minds, as propaganda shapes how we see the enemy. So what does war say about us? From Troy to Ukraine, from spears to missiles, war is the story of humanity. It reveals our astonishing creativity, from tactics to technology, but also our deep cruelty. We fight for land, for God, for ideology, or simply because we can. But the biggest question remains, is war our destiny, or just a phase humanity can outgrow? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think war will vanish, or just change its shape? Don't forget to like and subscribe to explore more big stories about humanity. See you next time.